독재자를 찬양하는 노래를 매일매일 일어나는 것이 어떻겠습니까? 상상해 보십시오. 어린 나이에 가족과 분리되어 노예로 일하기 위해 팔렸습니다. 가족과 음식도 없이 매일매일 생활을 힘들게 했습니다. 북한을 탈출하려 했지만 성공하지 못했습니다.
So hi, my name is Charles and I'm from North Korea. I was born in October 1st, 1994 under Chinese father and North Korean mother. So yeah, when I first, the first day when I went there, I've heard of stories, like a lot of people, who tried to defect to South Korea. They couldn't bear the interrogation part, so they would just roll up their sleeves and bite their veins off and just bleed to death, because it's horrible, they're not letting you sleep. Yeah, and they, for I think it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I can't remember, but almost closer to a month. I was interrogated by the boygu, and I'm glad that I was a kid, and I was seeing other people actually getting bitten by the guards, and interrogators. It was horrible. It's not just that. It's it's called 오승호 곽자. 오승호 곽자 is it's square, this thick, They hit you with that one, but I was right next to it, but I was a kid, and I didn't get hit with that, and I'm so glad. They just hit me with the hands and feet. And they wanted me to basically they wanted me to confess that I was trying to defect to South Korea, But the truth was I went to China to find China to live with my father, I had no desire to defect, and I begged for them to understand. And I didn't confess that I was trying to defect South Korea because that was not truth. And then after beating me for 3 weeks, they sent me to labor camp. I got released, and I had to do what I had to do to survive, and looking back, there is no shame to it because I had to survive, right? I remember, one morning we're marching in our roster work site, and I saw a dry vomit on the road, and it's I don't know how long it has been there, but it's dried. And I was so hungry that I got on my hands and knees and began peeling the rice out of the dry vomit. So in the detention center, I was 100% certain that if I don't die here, if I'm not gonna die here, and I'm going to try to escape North Korea, again, I would escape North Korea again, because it's all the feelings that I had in detention center, that make me really mad, this is a lie, I can't really bear this lie, the rest of my life, and as soon as first time, the fear that I had is oh, I'm not gonna, what if I go back to North Korea, and when I was in the car ride, that couple of hours of ride from China to North Korea, and I thought about oh, what I'm gonna do if I go back to North Korea, are they gonna kill me, or are they gonna shoot me, or are they gonna put me in a jail for forever, not leave me out, And okay, I'm not gonna escape North Korea again, I'm gonna go back to North Korea, and I'm gonna obey the rules, I don't, and then when I actually got to North Korea, because I was so mad, not feeding us well, force us to work all 12 hours every day, So I basically ate like 50 pieces of corn per meal, you know, like 50 kernels of corn a day. No, sorry, 150 a day for 9 months, and then, you know, in October I got released. And you know, I was just skin and bones, you know, that's it. Like, I was malnourished, you know, and after spending like months trying to recover, I needed to find a job. So without any money, it was impossible for me to support myself. So I began working in a coal mine where I was paid only in rice. So 6 days a week, we went into the cold, like damp tunnels of the mine. And most of the boys that work in the mine were my age. So it's like 16, 17, 20, 25. And you know, like, I'll tell them like what was life in China. You know, what was it like? You know, like some of the kids that grew up in North Korea, they never had like, you know, like seafood, you know, or even like pork, you know, or like a beef. You know, nobody had beef in North Korea, because because the beef is like really like luxury, you know, snack or luxury food. And then I'll tell them, you know, like, oh, what is it, like what is crab taste like, you know, and what is beef taste like, you know, pineapples, you know, bananas, and all kinds of things, right? And like the things that I've done, movie that I watched, you know, just I'll keep telling them, you know, and it's like, and then they go crazy because they don't. That's like they're one of the fantasies that they have, you know, like just being free for one day, you know, and eating like all the snacks, you know, and just living their free life, you know. And then as I mentioned that kind of life that I used to live, like it became so clear to me that I can't live here any longer. You know, it became so clear that why am I working here? You know, and I'm not saying it wasn't like, I'm not saying that it wasn't like, it wasn't fun, you know, but it was really fun for me because, you know, I get to meet a lot of friends, you know, and it was really risky too. You know, cave-ins are common, and you know, like I saw the boys lose their arms and legs as they're smashed under the rocks, you know, and you know, and I watched my friend die when the coal cart fell off the track and just crushed them, you know, and those kind of things like kept reminding me, like, you know, and you know, I knew how hard escaping North Korea would be, you know, without any money or food, and even if I get caught, you know, I'll be killed, you know, and I'll sent back to labor camp, and you know, that would be my end of my story, you know. But those kind of risks overweighed working in the dark coal mine every day until it was my turn to lose a limb or die, you know. So it's like, what's worse, you know? Yeah, and I worked in the mine about a year, and then I finally decided to escape North Korea again for the second time. And then yeah, so I just went into river by myself, and then I was sitting on a grass for like, it was not tall, like not that tall, but like it was this kind of, you know, low, this. So like I could just lay down there, and I can't move, you know, because if I move, the grass will be, you know, so they would know like I'm there. And I waited until the darkness. And when I found out that I was safe, I quietly waded into the water. And I was in the halfway to the river, and then I slipped on a rock and I let out a scream. And immediately a floodlight was on my back, and I heard a guard screaming at me. And he said that he would shoot me if I didn't turn back. Like, you know, I was dead either way. You know, either he would shoot me or either I would obey and return to the shore, only to be shipped off to labor camp, you know, or just die, you know. And then I decided not to turn back and I kept right ahead. And the car kept screaming at me, but he never pulled the trigger. So I was like,